steering wheel. Lapse the steering wheel, yeah. Give him steering wheel. Hey, steering wheel. Somebody tell him to give it to him. Come on! Whoa!
Do like my bass? Do like it?
How the f*** that's possible?
I'm driving like a Groundhog. Get that, Ralph? Did you hear me? Proper radio. Ralph, acknowledge. Now, come on, close him down and kill him. We've got a lunatic on the track. Down that mistake. I am so annoyed.
Boys and girls, your attention, please.
Hello and welcome back inside the Park Permit for podcast number 976. This is Todd.
No, Todd, not now.
A.K.A. Negative Camper. You know why I've asked you here.
You must convince the villagers that I'm harmless.
You know, honestly, I don't think that's asking too much, you know? Really. Hey, tonight, for your kind consideration, we're going to cover the news, because that's what we do. For January 27th through February 2nd of 2026, we're going to cover what everybody was talking about. Seems fitting. Why not? And it is February 2nd.
Don't drive angry.
Don't drive angry. All right, before doing that, I got to bring in my co-host, and you know what that means. I typically have to go all the way to the right coast, if you're looking at a map, of our nation, nestled near our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. You know you're lovely. The redoubtable Grace, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Todd.
Good. That makes me happy.
That's good.
I'm happy you're
Still
doing well.
buried under 700 tons of snowcrete,
Yeah.
but you know, you're doing great.
Yeah, it is good, and it was Groundhog's Day here in these United States of America. And you know, being a incredible person from Pennsylvania,
Yes.
you happen to know where Punxsutawney is, and you've been to Punxsutawney.
I feel like we have this conversation every year for the
We
last
do have this every
20
year.
years, right? Yeah, I've been.
All those long-time listeners like, oh no, not
Here we
more Grace
go,
in
Grace's
Pennsylvania.
Punxsutawney Phil stories.
Yeah, Punxsutawney Phil. Yeah,
It's I went to school nearby there, so yeah.
yeah.
In Indiana.
The goofball saw his shadow, Grace. That's 6
even
more
understand.
weeks of snowcrete for you.
I'm like April. Maybe we'll be free.
Right.
I mean, you know how it is. It's like somebody parks on the street. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday for the Bad Bunny concert. People are going to park on the street and we're just not going to be able to go anywhere. It's going to be like packed in at a concert. You're going to be like, we can't go to the first car goes. And then we're all just going to be stuck at our houses because there's no street parking and everybody's going to have people over. So it'll be great. It'll be great fun. Great fun.
Well, I thought tonight we'd talk about Formula One.
Yeah.
As odd as it may seem, this happens to be a
are.
Formula One podcast. Been
That's what
doing
we
it
do.
for 19 years.
Oh,
Just a little reminder, because if you're newer to the podcast, you'd like to support us, you can do that, because I'm going to say right up front, thank you to our Patreon supporters. We could not and would not do this without our Patreon supporters. Would not exist if it were not for our Patreon supporters. And you can be one if you go to our website, theparkformay.com. And it says support us all over the page. You can find it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, hey, do us a favor, man. You know, come on. All right, let's talk about some Formula One. What are we going to talk about? Well, hey, look, the first collective running of the 2026 first test is over at the Circuit de Barcelona in Catalunya, and it was a closed-door shakedown. We talked about this last week.
Right.
And so limited access, limited official info. Teams only had 3 running days each. So it was all really down to, like we talked about last week, reliability, systems learnings, and the old proverbial who's fastest. I mean, you know you are dedicating it all when you are like the young and effervescent Jonathan Noble, famed F1 reporter, hiking all the way up to Mount Ararat or wherever he was, spying down with binoculars, trying to get a John.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude.
They're
Chapeau.
not paying you enough, my friend.
I don't know what the race is paying, but I guarantee you it is not enough.
Because I know, I mean, I don't know how high he had to hike, but I'm pretty sure every time I took a step, I'd be like, the race is not paying me for this.
Not paying me
the
for
race
this.
is not paying me for this. I'm getting reimbursed for this. And not mileage, not like 5 cents per mile. I want actual reimbursement and compensation for this. Not like this is not in my contract.
So, you can see him up there. He's got lying out. He's climbing, scaling cliffs.
Yeah,
I mean,
got those, like,
this is a
walking
work
sticks.
hazard. He's
Yeah.
got the walking sticks going up there. I mean, poor John.
Yeah, man.
Oh, the things he does for love.
That's right.
So there you go. So anyway, just bear in mind, big power unit changes, big aero changes this year. Teams are learning energy management, how to run the damn thing, right?
The
Not really
flaps.
chasing gore, the flappy flaps.
The flappy
all that.
flaps.
The first true, I would say, open look at this is going to come in Bahrain, February 11th, 13th, February 18th, 20th, something like that. So be on the lookout for that. But tonight, what are we going to cover? Well, we're going to cover the Barcelona Shakedown. We're going to wrap that up. We talked about first day last week. But
right.
now that it's done, we're going to do a little wrap up. This is Mileage Wars. And who left with problems? Who left with a bit of a bloody nose? Who had a stubbed toe? We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the 2026 engine compression ratio, compression gate.
I didn't know
Grace.
that. I didn't know that Vettel. I didn't know that Sutil was at Barcelona. The joke would have worked better if I delivered it better, but
Yeah, it's all about compression. But this row is getting real. To borrow a word from my my buddy Paul, a row. We don't
getting
really
real.
use that word over here in the States.
No,
We don't.
It's
Nobody
only-
in America uses a row.
I only know because I watch Formula One. It's like kerfuffle. That's not a word we use either, but it's great. I love kerfuffle.
It is
I use
great.
it all the time. It's a good word.
So it's what I love about the British people, their economy, but I love the analogous mental pictures they can draw with simple turns of phrases. They're
That's right.
brilliant at it.
It's great.
Absolutely brilliant at it, even to the point of causing
Controversy.
it's just brilliant. So I am an Anglophile, love my British friends. Hey, guys. All right, so we're going to talk about, what else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Christian Horner. He's cropped up in the news this week, hasn't he?
Has he ever gone out of the news?
I don't know. I mean,
don't
the
think
guy's
so.
like everywhere.
He's the new Eddie everywhere.
Yeah, I know. He is like Eddie everywhere.
But
I
he
watched
is.
an old video of my marriage, and he played my best man. I had no idea. Yeah. So that's crazy.
Wow, that's
Yeah, he's everywhere. It's crazy. So anyway, we're
really
going to talk
is.
about him
All right.
and link to Alpine. I also love it in America. Everybody, they don't even bother. It's just Alpine.
yeah.
It's good. Let's see. Williams, we talked about that last week, missed the Barcelona entirely. Damage control continues. Early driver program notes. We're going to talk about some of those. Lando's number one. Woo! Lewis Hamilton has that mid optimism that he's somehow mustered up, plus stuff that actually matters. Also, we're going to have some quick hits. We got Jensen Button in the news. We got Fred Vesti in the news. And your friend and mine, longtime listener, he's a listener, Bernd Mylander. We're going to talk about him too.
All right, nice.
Yeah, he's got to be a listener, doesn't he?
Yeah, probably him and Dominicali. They share like an AirPod on the airplanes, right?
Right.
With the cord, of course.
Right. He's got the little cord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Stefano.
That's so cute. Yeah.
Yeah,
And their
that
little
is good.
Disney shirts. It's nice. It's
Yeah.
warms my heart.
Flying corporate executive. Okay. First segment. Let's dive into this. Let's talk.
do
I just want to get the first test behind us because that's all everyone's been talking about all week. I know we talked about the first day last week, so apologies. But, folks, it's
There are 4 more days.
I know.
And
this
like
is-
always, we record this on Monday.
Yeah.
All the stuff's going to hit the fan on Tuesday.
It always
Right?
does.
Like that's always the case. We could record on Tuesday and it would all be on Wednesday. So we saw 4 days of what we
It
were
always
just
does.
speculating about last week.
And this really kind of brings us back full circle.
Don't drive angry.
I mean, we are the prognosticators of prognosticators. We say stuff on Monday, and then it happens Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday.
That's
It's
right.
just how it goes.
That's right.
So, hear me now and believe me later, but that's what it is. So we're going to talk about the numbers and testing. It really is the mileage wars. We talked about that last week, but the headline really is mileage is the whole point here. And one team skipping entirely is a bigger story than any rumored lap times
Yeah.
you might have. It's like, Ferrari said a 116 and change. Yeah, but Williams didn't show up. That's a bigger story,
Yeah.
right? So mileage scoreboard, look, Mercedes top. strong volume out of them. Ferrari, Haas next, Audi and Aston with the biggest homework vibes coming out of the test. Like, ooh, did you get that? Did you make that note? Okay.
I got that. You got that?
Yeah,
okay,
you got
okay,
that?
good.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Just making sure somebody's writing this down.
Okay, who forgot the Hewlett Packard HPC or the C10?
Hold on.
Where's the? Come on, man. So that's a big deal. Williams at 0. That's even a bigger deal. Look, unofficial. We talked about this last week. Unofficial times are content, folks, not confirmation. Right? So you throw out, well, Ferrari's a 116 and change. They're the fast. So that's just content. It's not context.
That's great. Content, not confirmation. That should be like, I feel like that should be somebody's tagline. Not ours, but somebody's. That's pretty good.
Maybe. Yeah, content, not confirmation, right? You had the closed doors and mixed programs. It's, a closed door session, all these mixed programs equals the perfect lie factory in my mind. Yeah. It's just like, it's the compression. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you may ask, you may be sitting there, you may be asking yourself,
you may ask yourself,
what have I done? This is not my beautiful test. You may ask yourself,
how did I get here?
How did they get there? Who looked healthy?
Or if you're Williams, how do I get there?
How do I get there? I mean, it's not like we're Zoran GP showing up with Toyota chassis and no tires. Yeah, that happened. Look that up.
Those were the
folks.
Days.
Google that.
And yet that didn't get included in the Formula One movie of all the random things they put in there.
Why didn't that make it in?
No Zoran GP just rolling up to the track randomly?
Yeah, we bought these used Toyota chassis. We're ready to roll. We don't have a tire supply because they won't give us tires. But that's not on us. We're at the front gates. They won't let us in with our Toyotas.
I don't know why.
Zoran GPs. I don't know why. All these new young folks and influencers to Formula One, I do love it. They're all like going and Googling Formula One history and then doing these big reveal videos and stuff about stuff like, did you know back in blah, blah, blah.
I did. I
the
lived
worst
it,
crash.
my friend.
Yeah, I was there. I lived it.
I think,
It was there. Saw it. Been there. I like throwing out the obscure ones and then like 3 weeks later they crop up on YouTube. You're welcome for the content, man. Least you could do is give me a nod. I'd act like you found that on your own. So who looked healthy versus who looked stressed? That's the big question.
Okay.
So I thought I'd be cheeky about this and break it down to green flags, yellow flags, and red flags. So let's talk about the green flag group, shall we? Mm-hmm. It's got to be Mercedes. They were 1,447 miles of testing.
George had so much joy in his persona, right?
He had high pro glow, like Purina, dog food, right? He had the high
very shiny. Yes,
he was
right.
very shiny coat, bright eyes, a happy to meet you look on him.
Yeah.
He was big lap counts and relatively calm sort of operationally. Of course, you'd expect it. It's Mercedes for crying out loud.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Yeah.
They did know what they were doing, then they didn't, and now they do again.
And now they do.
We're just not going to talk about the we didn't part. We're just going to focus on the parts where they did.
Right. I mean, they got to walk away from this test in the overall best we understand our car signal, right?
We know what we're doing, yeah.
Yeah, we kind of get this. We know what the car's doing. Also in the green flags, you got to throw it to Ferrari, 1,279 miles. Hamilton spoke positively about the mileage and productivity. And right now, you got to think, getting something positive out of Lewis about that Ferrari is actually a good thing. Although one can't assume that he's not just gleefully and joyous because of his new person he's dating. So that could be skewing his commentary here. Don't know. Watch this space. Still, pace talk is super premature. Rumors suggest the car could be a handful to drive, but that's just the rumors. That's my green flag.
Really, it's preseason, right? Like, he's happy, like a bunch of Washington football team fans, right? Like, he's
you got to be optimistic.
This is the car. Right? This is the year we're going to do it. Yay!
Right.
Finally, they delivered. We'll see.
And you're like every year. It's like yay every year for decades now. You're like yay, we got Aaron Rodgers again. Yay, we got Aaron Rodgers back. I'm feeling really good about the Steelers.
That's great.
Yeah, okay, that's picking a scab, I know.
That's terrible.
You
but,
guys did better than my team. That's all right.
That's all right. Well, it's entertaining. I think Rodgers is entertaining if it wasn't my team, right? Like, the Jets, great, entertaining. I don't need him to be ruining my team, though.
I know. And I don't know anything about British Premier football, but Paul told me I could only have one team, and I didn't know what I was doing. I said, I don't know. I mean, it was a total coin flip. I was like, I like Bournemouth. And Tom said, oh, you must be a pensioner. I was like, I don't know. I don't live there. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Is that where all the old people go, is Bournemouth? I just kind of like the Cherries. I don't know. But that's not who I ended up. I also like the black and white stripe, Newcastle. It was like, the Northerners. And it's like, okay, I don't live there. Is that a thing? Is that a bad thing? Or Newcastle people? I mean, I thought it was the Birmingham accent that everybody thought was. I don't know anything. I don't live there. So I just flipped a coin and I went with Arsenal. Well, come to find out, that's the quickest way to get on Paul's S list.
Yeah,
because he's a West Ham fan, right? So he's really hating on me now because Arsenal's doing well. So
I just think, what you just need is a bridge, right? A map of how we Americans talk about people. Like, oh, okay, so they're like the Dallas Cowboys. Got it, right?
Got it.
They're America's team, but they never win. Got it, right? Like, you need some,
I got that context.
Right.
But I don't have the context over it. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I've met, the only British people I ever met that I thought was a little frustrating were Tottenham fans. So I thought, well, okay, that's a big blanket to throw over Tottenham fans.
I don't know.
Over Spurs fans, that's pretty bad. But anyway, I don't know. And then I find out later that Lewis Hamilton is an Arsenal fan. I didn't know that.
There you go. No, that's how I was about baseball, right? Like I grew up watching the National League. I'm from Pittsburgh. I didn't know anything about the American League teams, right? And so my roommate was like, "Listen, here it is. You're going to watch the Orioles, right? We didn't have the Nationals at that time. We watched the Orioles." She's like, "What team did you hate?" "The Braves. I hate the Braves." She's like, "Harness all of that hate that you just had about the Braves, put it on the Yankees and we'll be fine."
There you
will
go.
Understand everything you need about the American League. See, that's what you need. You need somebody that's going to say, "What team do you hate?" Whatever that team. "Oh, the Broncos." Okay, take that heat, put it on this, that hate, and put it on this team and you'll be fine, right?
See, but I think that's the same sort of litmus test that people are doing in F1. Okay, what team do you really hate? Red Bull. And everybody hates Red Bull. Okay, fine. Now that Newey's there, put all that hate on Aston Martin. That's right.
No, I do hate Red Bull, but I don't hate Adrian Newey. That'll be fine.
Okay.
I actually like that Adrian Newey's just really building the old McLaren. It's really just the Ron Dennis era McLaren. Just paint it silver now and be done with it. Get it some Vodafone sponsorship, we'll be fine.
Yeah, you could do that. Although I'd probably go. Nice, Ron. I'd probably go Predator Gray because that was like that was the high water mark of Ron Dennis's color naming convention. Was Predator Gray. I like that. It was like the height of it.
Ron. Yeah.
Okay, Ron. Miss you, Ron. Miss you, buddy.
We do. I do miss Ron. I didn't at the time. I didn't know, right? I didn't know how much I'd miss him now.
Yeah.
Flavia's come back. Why hasn't Ron come back?
Boy, I had no idea how much I'd miss Jean Todt. Until we got Ebony everywhere. It's like, holy cow. Look, I had my fair share of criticism of old Jean, but good grief.
Be careful what you wish for, my friend. That's the lesson there, right?
Right. Well, and that's what you and I warned, Everybody's like, oh my gosh, Bernie Eccleston's got to go. He's got to go. And I said, careful what you wish for. Now you've got this. Ta-da. So, let's see. Audi, yellow flag, sorry. McLaren, your team, Grace, 830 miles. They had some interruptions. They had a little fuel system issue noted in some of the reports I read, but still got meaningful running in.
Yeah.
Haas, 1,116 miles. I'm sorry. If you want the total mileage list of all teams, I have a table at our website. There's an article about a wrap up of the testing. You can go see all the mileage. And in there, I do have the conversion to kilometers. Sorry. I'm on the King's Foot here. So, Let's see. Haas, 1,116 miles. Racing Bulls, also 923 miles. They had a few stoppages, some red flags. Classic early cycle troubleshooting, I'd say, with them. Kind of stalled out or whatever. Got to run it again. That's just,
Listen.
But they both had some decent running in there. McLaren, Haas, Racing Bulls. I thought they all did well.
I'm not worried. And Rob Marshall, we trust. We'll be fine.
In Rob Marshall, we trust.
What would Rob Marshall do? We'll be fine.
Well, yeah, but there you go. It is. Well, he's the Rob, isn't he?
We got it. We'll be fine. Don't question. We're good.
All right. My red flags, Audi, obviously 694 miles, early technical problems consistent with, I would say, a new works power unit integration. Yeah. All the issues. The team is a Hinwell group. Certainly now Audi is all over it, like a residue. But it still is a team running a car and all that stuff. Just depends on how many Sauber people end up leaving or staying, and how many Audi kept, and how many people Audi wanted to dump over from corporate into that program. Hard to know, but it's not like they just started with a white sheet of paper and says, okay, right up front, I think we're going to need 4 wheel changers. and a chassis. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I would say that's just sort of PU integration, power unit integration into the chassis kind of issues, and getting that power unit working in the window with the reliability, which is, it's an unknown for Audi. It's a brand new engine program, very much like Red Bull. Aston Martin, in the red flag, 188 miles is all they had. And their late arrival, very low mileage, basically equals the one situation that actually deserves a little bit of mild panic around this. However, I will say that the whole radical Nui design had a lot of tongues wagging all week about that design.
I mean, we've been talking about this for 2 years, right? Of course. It's like we've been hearing about this boyfriend of yours, right? We finally are getting to meet him, right?
Right.
Of course.
It's the 2026 car.
That's all we've been talking about. Here it is.
Look, it's push rods in the rear. It goes into the upper pylon, and it's really radical in the intakes. And it's Adrian Newey, man. So that had tongues wagging all week, and then it really boils down to if Honda can build a reliable lump, then there could be a surprise here. Who knows?
Or a GP2 engine. We'll see. It'll be fun.
Yeah. And if it is, Alonso will let you know. But on the flip side of that, I think, it could be a surprise there. Some people say, well, why wouldn't Honda? Honda just won the 4 titles of Red Bull. That's true. But again, brand new engine regulations, brand new engine development, no MGUH. Yeah. There's some other things. 50% of the power comes from electric. Mm-hmm. It's a serious change. So even Honda, as well as others, Mercedes, Ferrari, everybody would have the same challenges. So where does all that leave us? Well, is mileage the new quality? Well, no, but it is the new correlation advantage, right? In a fresh regulation year anyway. It's also a very good indicator of power unit reliability, system checks, proving out the workflows of the teams. Can you imagine, Grace, walking in there with all the developed workflows and processes and strategies of how to run that program? There's a lot of detail there. So all of that has to be worked through, and that's really what that first test is about.
Yeah, you're working the gremlins out, right? You're just dusting out some cobwebs,
right? Seeing
what's going. It's just it's like a little pre-test. You're just gonna, send your survey out to 10 people, see what they think, right? You're not sending it out to everybody. Calm down, shaking out, making sure what you think you're collecting is what you're collecting. It's fine.
Yeah. And so you may be asking Grace and I, well, all right, fine, but who won at Barcelona? Well, my opinion is that the team that learned the most without showing its hand won. And I think that a lot of people might suggest that that's Mercedes. And while I'm inclined to believe that based on the total amount of miles they ran, the rumored pace and the reliability of the engine, but the rumored pace and advantage, that I can understand that, although I might argue that Red Bull could be the target for that award. It's a brand new power unit program for them. period, and it's a non-Newey car, right? And I'm kind of thinking that bodes well that they got that kind of mileage under their belt.
I think it's either going to work or not work. I'd give it to Aston Martin. If it works, then they're a big winner out of this. If it doesn't work, however, this was a waste of their time. But again, it's preseason, so I'm going to go with, they got it together. We're going to see what they got.
I liked your optimism.
Exactly. They got the facilities, they got the wind tunnel, they got the Newey. We're going to see what happens. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I like it. It's a different category for them, Grace.
I'm going to hang Aston Martin in there.
They got Larry.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's kind of my feeling. And we talked about it last week, and this debate kept raging on all week about the closed door. Does it, closed doors help teams or just create a leak-driven rumor economy? That's
probably both.
It's probably both. Right? That's kind of how I read it. I thought either way it could be good for F1, either way. But I think we talked about it last week, and in some sense I was stewing on it all week, and I think it does run the risk of abusing the fans with all the hype on something they can't see. And then the shakedowns and testing is something that fans are eager to watch. But I understand that the teams want to set their own narratives and they don't want to show their struggles. They've got brands on the cars and associated, and they don't want to show up and everybody see the engine, hand grenade and those kind of things. So
right.
I understand that part of it, but I certainly understand the fans that were unhappy about it.
Yeah, I think that goes. I don't know. I think that goes both ways. I think that the teams do need. Seat time is seat time, right? You need to get that car out there in the elements at a track, and there's a reason they all go to Catalunya, right? It's got a good combination of different kinds of turns, and the weather's usually pretty nice this time of the year, so it's a good running space, and they need both. The ability to make mistakes and not have anybody know, right? Nobody wants to air their dirty laundry to everybody.
Yeah.
And it does help build some excitement, because what's more exciting than we're going to do this thing and you can't see it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that, I think it is what the teams want. And again, Formula One, Liberty Media could be tamp it down, but they're not. They're going to stoke it a little bit, super secret thing, right?
And of course, secret.
And of course, the race and everybody else is going to be on it because that's their job. They're just as desperate for content as we are, right?
Right.
So, everybody's going to be all over that. But I do think it makes sense that it was sort of kept under wraps, and, that mystery is there. The teams did need that, but it never is going to be completely mysterious. You're at a racetrack, right?
Right.
Short of running in your own wind tunnel, which isn't going to help you at this point, that's as close as you're going to get.
You need that correlation data, Grace. Yes, you do.
That's right.
So, all right, segment 2. Let's talk about the newest brewing
controversy
in Formula One right now.
There we go.
It is Compression Gate, the compression ratio loophole fight. Truly, politics in a lab coat is where we've reached, right? That's what we're. So, what's being claimed here, Grace? Now, I'm not going to go into the gratuitous details. Who's your friend in mine? The dashingly handsome young chap that has a great YouTube channel.
Driver 61?
Driver 61. That's him.
Yes.
What's his name?
Scott's his first name.
Okay, sorry, Scott. I didn't know your name. I bet you don't even know I exist. But
it's all right. It's okay. That's how I learned, right? So I was that's in my addition to your notes, is that he has a really great video that really describes how this works in a way that I'm like, I've never understood any of this. This is really helpful. So
that's why I brought it up, because I stumbled on that the other day, and he was sort of unpacking the whole gratuitous. So point is, go watch Scott. He has a great description of it, and he talks about all the argy-bargy that's being done, allegedly being done. Okay, so I'm not going to get into gratuitous details on that. Suffice it to say that the regulations state that the cars have to have a 16-to-1 compression ratio, and with the pistons and the push rods and all that. And so the gap is 16-to-1. and as Scott pointed out, like a supercar, like a Ferrari road car,
Yeah.
whatever it might be, a 9 and change to 1. So this is, a lot of power, and ambient conditions, ambient temperatures is 16 to 1. But effectively, they're alleging that teams, looking at you, Mercedes, and to a lesser extent Red Bull, is repeatedly citing as the teams that are playing games with that regulation and expanding the metal. So as Scott points out in his video, and as you will know, when things get really hot, they expand. All materials do. And so the point was they were trying to claw back. They were at 18 to 1 compression. And so sitting idle at ambient temperature at 16 to 1, but when they run an anchor, that they expand, or the push rods might expand in combination with the cylinders themselves, or the heads, and it would increase this lengthening would increase the compression ratio and get it back to close to 18 to 1. But as Scott adequately says, there's a combination of things, because the block itself would be expanding. Everything's expanding. So the push rods might expand. So how they're doing that exactly is an intriguing concept and engineering genius, right?
It's just like everything, right? Like it all works. You can't just focus on one thing. I mean, it's true of anything, right? You have dependence, right? And how that works downstream as a whole item matters, right? Not just
it does.
One part.
Yeah, everything in the assembly and about the piston, the bore, the block, everything is all working and heating up and doing what it does. So the two pressure points on this whole thing are, like I said, they're basically pointing fingers at Mercedes primarily, Red Bull secondarily. And out of this, the pressure points that cropped up was the FIA technical workshops to align on how to measure when hot. So
don't we just swipe one way or the other? Isn't that how we already measure who's hot? Like, hasn't this already been figured out?
We just put this on an app and we just swipe hot. Yes.
Not hot. Done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Left swipe, right swipe. So but to dovetail into my comment about Total Wolf is that test currently does not exist in Formula One.
Right.
All right. And then there's a power unit advisory committee meeting where next steps could be formalized. So I was thinking, okay, what's the skeptical framework around this argument? The assumption to attack is the old adage in Formula One, where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
Or where there's excess and I don't have it. I must file
Which
something.
is probably more to the point.
Right?
But yes. Yeah, and remember you and I back in the halcyon days, let's call them, when you and I were having so much fun with each other over Ferrari's flexi floor, flexi wings.
Sure, right.
And we're having so much fun with Ferrari's fuel delivery and
That's right.
all of that good stuff. Yeah. So anyway, and a lot of that was kind of down to the point where, look, okay, I don't know if all of that's true about what McLaren may be doing or what Ferrari may be doing, but where there's smoke, there's fire. That was the general consensus. But the counterpoint to that, I thought, is maybe. But this is a pretty granular issue.
Yeah.
And I was thinking this could be, and we've seen this before, this could be preseason narrative warfare, in my opinion. Plant suspicion early, force rivals to defend, and push regulators into clarifications that may blunt an advantage.
Right.
Right? We've seen this before. They tried it with the double diffuser. They, and there's been times what was it, Mercedes brick system with the push-pull steering wheel, right?
Yeah.
Those kind of things. Yeah. We've seen this.
I was referring to this as the asking for a friend.
Yes.
I'm just asking for a friend. If I put this on my car, would it be legal? Right? They never, it's not so much like, do you see what Ferrari's doing over there? They just go, I was pondering some things last night over some, pasta and wine, and I thought, can I put this on my car? Would that be legal? I just want some clarification before I expended the money to do it. What do you think?
They played a genius move when they did that.
I love this.
It was so good. But yeah, I mean, it's like, Aston Martin could say, hey, we've got our engine developed for this season, and we noticed when we were running it would get kind of hot, and we think maybe the compression ratio may have increased over 16:1 because of heat and expansion. You know, I mean, you guys know.
It happens.
I mean, do you guys have an issue with that?
Is that a problem?
And FIA goes, well, yeah, we'd have an issue with that. Nobody better be doing that. So they set up these two things. So anyway, or it could be happening, but, you know, at the end of the day, the practical reality of this is unless somebody protests or the FIA changes procedures, this stays in the realm of innuendo and governance in my mind, right? Mm-hmm. So what have we here? So is this a real technical loophole or just get your homework done disguised as outrage, Grace?
I think it depends on how successful those teams are, right? If this ends up being a nothing burger, I just test the waters, whatever. But if this is not a nothing burger, well, guess what? It's going to be a big issue.
It's going to be a major issue if Mercedes comes out and beats everybody, beats the stuffing out of everybody.
Exactly. Then there's something there. So I think that's what we'll really find out. Something I did think that was really interesting about his video was he talked about how they use 3D printers now. Like it used to be, you took a square of material and you had to carve your part out of that, right? Yeah,
reductive engineering.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And now that they can really do stuff on the inside because you're not just you're not just taking material off of it, but you're 3D printing it. Yeah. And so you're able to put in all these nooks and crannies that didn't exist before. And it's really revolutionized how you build car parts in Formula One and other racing series. So I thought even just as hairy homeowner with a 3D printer in the basement. I thought that was a really interesting idea that you have the ability to really work on the interior of a part in a way that you didn't before because you only could, chisel away at it like it was some, Greek sculpture and you couldn't really work on the inside of a part. So
no, it's true.
Fascinating.
How far it's come because, when I think of 3D printing, it's like I think of the dude with the 3D print. Look, this yellow blob looks a little bit like Pikachu, doesn't it? Yeah. Its head fell off. Oh, that's not real good, is it? Okay, well, that's novel,
As I tell people, rule number 1 of owning a 3D printer is never say, couldn't we just buy this at Target? That's not how this works. It's not the idea.
Right. No, the 17 hours of development was worth it.
Exactly.
And the toner is a nightmare.
Totally fine. So anyway. But yeah, it was I just thought, he's, again, a really great way of explaining it. But that part of it, I was really interested in. I didn't realize that either.
It was. Well, Toto is not happy about being singled out, and he basically says the other teams need to get their shit together.
That's right. Why don't you build your car, right?
You've got a problem with your engine, change your effing engine.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
So, and the other is if a measurement method changes midstream, who gets burnt, right? The cheaters or the competent engineers in this case? It's a fair question. I mean, if you think about it, they complied with the regulations as stated, but all materials expand when heated, and they knew that, right? So you got to ask you, they took advantage of it when others didn't. Is the double diffuser version of the engine wasteland at this point, right? I mean, and that's the way the rules are written, right? There's always gray on purpose, right? They don't spec out everything on purpose so that you have this ability to be creative and design things. We could just give everybody Delora chassis and tell you to go, run around an oval somewhere, right? That's a possibility if you really wanted that. But that's not really how Formula One works. So there's always going to be this, and this happens all the time. It's just that right now there's no news, and this is such a big thing that it's getting a lot of press. But I think, again, once we're 8 races into this, if this turns out to be a nothing burger, we'll never talk about it again, right? Because there'll be other things that'll occupy everybody's time that we'll be talking about, especially because this is an interior part, right? It's not like the wings we can see. It's not like flexing, right? We can't show you video and have Kratzy go, see, right there, it's flexing. See, there's no way we can see the compression ratio with our eyes while watching the cars go around the track. So it's not gonna stick for very long for us as viewers because, we're gonna go back to talking about chassis colors and tires because that's what we can see. Yeah. So. Yeah. It's also interesting. I think, Toto's, and the engine supply that they provided to McLaren, which has won the last 2 years, right? And the element about, McLaren using those engines and is that just a natural, if this is actually happening in anger when the engine's running at full temp, is that something that you have to do differently in the engine setup, engine mode, engine whatever? Is that something, because I was thinking about that, if you and I and Toto own the Mercedes engine development program for this, and we also sold those engines to Williams and McLaren, we don't necessarily want our team beat by a Mercedes customer.
Nope.
And B, if this is sort of a trick thing that you have to harness that additional compression and those kind of things, if there's some sort of element of energy, you don't necessarily want to tip your hat to McLaren or Williams that you're
right.
gaining back 18-to-1 compression versus 16, right? So how much of this do you tell your customers? You don't? I don't know. It's sort of a gray area. Sorry, I had to cough. You didn't want to hear that. So, what
does it all mean, guys?
I don't know.
Actually, I think that's the more interesting angle. Not for us as fans, but if you're McLaren, you'd like to know this information.
Yeah. If you're Zach, you're thinking, oh, okay, the engine in the back of this Lando's car, is that 18-to-1 now?
I'd like to know.
Yeah, I'd like to know. And if Mercedes gets hammered by the FIA and found to contravene the regulations, that impacts Mercedes, McLaren, and Williams.
Right. That's right.
So anyway, watch the space.
Think about Williams. They don't need this.
They don't need this. They didn't show up for first test, man. They don't need engine drama.
That's right.
They don't need this. So anyway, all right. The other big story this week has to be Christian Horner to Alpine investment chatter.
Oh my goodness.
But is it a comeback or just ownership? I don't know. That's what I'm asking myself.
He's never left. I swear.
He's never
left. So he's on gardening leave until the spring. Have we stopped talking about him? No. Everybody's still talking about Christian Horner. He's never left.
I know.
He's the specter that hangs over the sport.
I know. Running around in your skinny pants. We're big pant people. So what's confirmed versus speculation? I don't know. The reporting says that Horner is among a group of exploring investment tied to the minority stake currently held by Otro Capital. Alpine acknowledged his interest, it says Reuters.
Yeah.
And Christian Horner had a comment and said that he had unfinished business in F1. Dun, dun, dun.
He's going to shiv somebody. That could be anything.
He's going to shiv somebody.
I have unfinished business with Formula One, and I just go to the races and sit in the stands. I can't imagine what kind of unfinished business that Christian Horner has.
I've got unfinished business, and I'm not dating Kim Kardashian or trying to buy a team.
See, that's what I'm saying. Of course he has unfinished business. You're Christian Horner. You're the person you're probably the source of most people's unfinished business.
He might be. The nuance to this is, it doesn't necessarily mean he becomes team principal tomorrow, but I am very curious about the whole thing.
They're missing one.
It's a capital/ownership angle that's being talked about. That's a very different power structure, very different incentives, very different overall team structure, right?
Right.
Although I got to be thinking, just to do a skeptic check, I think the assumption that an investor like Christian equals instant performance fix, I don't think that's the case. I think the counter.
What are you going to tell me next? That just because every agency now has AI, that's not going to solve all my problems? What?
Yeah, I know. It's aggregated mediocrity. Who doesn't want that?
So hire Christian Horner. Cool. It's going to fix everything.
It's going to be awesome, man. Yeah, like I said, the counterpoint is minority stake buys influence, not miracles, right? So
no,
you get in
none
there,
of it is miracles.
Yeah, so just because you have a minority stake.
Especially not for Alpine. Alpine. It's not
Alpine.
Williams. Williams doesn't need miracles. Alpine needs miracles.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I think also the bigger question is who controls operations and whether the governance stays coherent. To me, that's a big deal. You got Flavor Flav out there. He's still there. And then if Christian came in, who knows? This is the big ace up the sleeve. I can't see Christian Horner, though, just owning a portion of a team and not being involved as the CEO or leader capacity, just as an investor. I could be wrong, but I just don't see that.
He's going to make it like 5 seconds. It's going to be like, okay, you guys are going to this meeting. I'm just going to sit here in the corner. Just ignore me. Pretend I don't hear. I'm not here. I'm invisible. I'm not going to say anything. They're going to get about 2 PowerPoint slides in that presentation. He's going to fine, I'm doing it all. Like, he's just not, I don't see how you're a person of his caliber who's been doing this for so long and you're just going to sit there and not say anything. I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, but in his mind, you got to be thinking, would you rather just be an employee of a team again or a partner with optionality? And this is, obviously, he's going to have ownership, right? He doesn't want to get caught in the situation like he was with Red Bull because Dietrich never really gave him ownership, a portion of, right? And if you're Alpine, do you want Horner's brand and experience or the inevitable circus that you may get with him in there? And my bigger question is, if he does go there, can Jos Verstappen be a part of that package that they would take on board? So it'd be great if Christian went to Alpine and was like the head of the team, and then Jos came along as part of the package, to be the Grima Wormtongue of the entire operation.
He could be the Dwight Schrute, right? Like the secretary to the traveling manager or whatever.
Right.
He's the Dwight Schrute of the organization. I think that would be fun. I'm here for that. But I just think that. I imagine if I'm Flavio Briatore, this would be me. I'm Flavio Briatore. Do you want to be our team principal? How about you? Would you like to be our team are you here to be our team principal? No, I don't have time for you, right? I mean, they've got a real person they got to get in there.
Right.
He does not want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. So somebody's got to do it. And nobody else wants to do it, so.
But here's the good news. I think out of the first test, everybody's been really impressed with Alpine and the new Mercedes. And that's good news for the team. So who knows?
Yeah. Oh, let's hope it sticks.
They're on a path to rude success.
Maybe. I don't know.
After all these years, finally ditching that Renault lump, and now they get success. That's my prediction.
I don't know. I can't do it. I believe Audi's going to have success over Alpine having success. I am not ready. I'm not ready to make that commitment.
Do you think Audi and Cadillac will do better than Alpine this year?
How are we defining better? By points haul, you would hope that Alpine does better than both of them, right? If we're just looking at how many points you have at the end of the season, you would hope that Alpine has 3 points and they have 0 points, right? I'm not saying that Alpine's suddenly going to have, 100 and some odd points, right?
Yeah.
They're still going to be towards the back end. So I guess I would expect if we were just talking points hauls that maybe that's where Alpine would be successful. But I don't see how. Maybe Haas. If they could beat Haas, I'd see something. But I don't think Alpine's going to beat Haas.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good. It's Groundhog Day. It's a good prognostication from your side.
I don't know.
I think Alpine could be kicking it with Williams up there.
Oh man!
They got a Mercedes in the back of that car.
I don't.
They got the Gasly.
They do have Gasly. I'll give them that. I just don't. I can't. That team. I refuse. I'm taking all of my McLaren doldrums and I'm just putting in Alpine. I refuse to believe in Alpine. I refuse. I have too much experience with this team to believe that Alpine is going to be successful this year. I can't do it.
All right.
I hear what you're saying, and on paper it sounds great, but I can't do it. I can't sign on to that.
I can't do it. Can't do it.
Nope.
We'll do it live.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
Let's see. Finally, Williams. It's kind of.
Oh no! It all went wrong.
So you got Williams misses the Barcelona test completely. Apparently lost it on the map. Couldn't find it. Didn't show up. The only team with 0 shakedown mileage. They skipped to Barcelona due to production delays and aim to be ready for Bahrain, including a virtual track test approach and a filming day before official running. Now, I'm sure that virtual track day thing was interesting and it was the best they could make it.
Yeah.
But I loved how JV tried to sell it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to sell it. Well, I know we weren't going to go to test because we were doing a virtual track day, which is much more meaningful for us. It was like, okay, way to sell it, JV.
Yeah, that's what Virgin Atlantic told us about their car launch, too, right? Like,
Right.
Okay.
Right. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But, the hidden, at this point, the hidden cost isn't lap count pride, really. Although I'm saying that lap count is critical. It's honestly for them, it's systems learning, right? Procedures, sensors, reliability patterns. It's a brand new rule set, brand new chess, including an all new Mercedes. Yes, they had a Mercedes last year, different engine. This is a different energy map, a different energy program, 50-50, how to do the boost, how to store, no MGU. This is a different program. They know that, and they're doing it, and they have their own dynos, and they're running engines and stuff. But still, that's, running at an angle on a track is different. And so that's what they miss. It's not season ending, folks, if Bahrain is clean.
The season hasn't even started. How can it be season ending? They're not Alpine, they're Williams. It's not season ending yet, people.
It's James F. and Vowles.
It's fine.
Yeah.
He said it would be okay. He literally started the video by saying, it'll be okay. All right, James, I believe you. You think it'll be okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to believe you. It'll be okay.
It's James Vowles. He's the dude that pulled the sword from the stone, for crying out loud over there. It's fine. Yeah. He and the lander won.
Yeah. I think his point, if, we could have gone, but that would have caused us, that short-term gain of being there would have harmed us later, right? Like, it would have caused us, a compromise for the rest of our season just by pushing to be in Barcelona. And it wasn't worth it. So we'll be at Bahrain and it'll be great because we just weren't quite ready.
It's all about time and resources, of which only James Vowles himself knows.
That's right. He's got the spreadsheet.
He has the Excel spreadsheet with, I am going to guess that they've turned the corner and they're starting to use XLOOKUP instead of VLOOKUP. Just maybe even a little Python code in there.
Carlos just spent all that time learning all those macros, and now you're going to make him learn Python? Great.
I know. He's got Python in it. I'm just saying.
All right.
So, is missing Barcelona a disaster or just embarrassing? Not a disaster, more embarrassing.
Yeah,
wouldn't you say? Yeah,
I do.
I think so.
It's James. Again, if it was Alpine, I'd be like, disaster. But it's Williams. I believe that it's legit. That he's just like, we just needed 3 more weeks. We'll be okay, right? Because he's shown us that that's the case with Williams.
Right.
So I have some faith there.
So the next is this. What's the minimum viable Bahrain test for Williams to reset to neutral? In my mind, it has to be serious mileage in Bahrain. Lots of mileage. I
want to see serious mileage and Carlos to have some of that George Russell,
the high pro glow? Yes, the Purina glow when he gets done.
That's what I want, because Alex Albon's very good at playing the but no, Carlos Sainz doesn't play that game. So I want some of that George Russell glow coming off Carlos Sainz, and then I'll believe it.
Okay. All right.
That's what we want.
That's what we say would be a successful Bahrain for Williams. Let us know what you think. Okay. What is the minimum viable Bahrain test for Williams? Let us know. All right. Let's see, segment 5. Just some driver program notes I want to run through real quick before we get into Albon's cats and stuff that doesn't really matter. But anyway.
This all matters. What are you talking about?
Well, that's why I said program notes that matter and stuff that doesn't. But, you make the call.
All right.
This week in baseball. Let's see. Norris's first day is number 1. Well, he said it was a decent day. He was all excited to see the number 1 on his car. That
Decent
happened.
day is pretty high praise coming from Lando Norris.
Kind of is, really. Kind of is.
He's kind of like Charles Leclerc, right? Like, it's an okay day.
It's okay.
It's pretty high praise.
It's high praise for those cats.
But the number 1, I'm here for that. I loved it.
Right.
It's great.
As I mentioned, Hamilton had mileage optimism. He talked up the mileage productivity of the Ferrari program.
Mileage optimism.
A sensible first week. And not a title claim or anything like that. But the fast lap news also added to the pressure and expectation of Tifosi. But don't they do this they do this every year. And I'm telling you, look over my shoulder, that shoulder, not that one. As a Ferrari fan, I'm just telling you, every single year we do this. Every year we go to test it. Whoa, I think Ferrari's got it. They set that fast lap. I think they've got it. Oh, Ferrari's going to be on song. And then boom, first race shows up. It's like, okay, yeah, we're
just kidding.
We're third in the championship.
I mean, the Cleveland Browns have fans too. It's all right.
Right. It's literally Ferrari's version of say, yeah, this year we're going to be on par. We got Aaron Rodgers. Okay. All right.
Just kidding. We'll be fine.
So there's that. Let's see. Red Bull. Oh, hey, just a reminder that this era can bite as well. One Isaac Hadjar crashed the Red Bull in Barcelona.
Isaac.
Yes, I know it's terrible, which is a useful reminder that early reliability, drivability are a real risk, even in testing. So that whole drivability, the energy shift, the amount of energy they're trying to manage, the mapping programs they're doing, new engine, the whole thing, new flappy flaps, all that stuff
New flappy flaps.
New flappy flap. And, now you might say, oh, no, a brand new 2026 wing, but I'd suggest that those aren't the real wings we're going to see come the first race.
Nope. So we're going to see a whole new set of flappy flaps.
Yeah, we'll see a different set of flappy flaps. You say, what? Yeah, we'll see new flappy flaps. They're not going to reveal their complete aero design at the first test.
No, because then everybody will copy your flappy flaps.
Everybody will have your flappy flaps.
We can't have that.
You know?
Special secret flappy flaps.
That's right. Flappy flaps, like bingo wings. So the big so section is, what's the most overrated preseason metric? My answer for that has to be lap time screenshots.
Oh,
what do you think?
I mean, lap times is a pretty big one. I mean, because as always, as we talked, right? Like, we don't know, but they know. And so they know if that lap was worth something or not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
So, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the most underrated preseason metric is? I'm going to go with clean days and repeatable runs. I think that's, just repeating those programs, just hammering out the miles, running the programs go exactly how you want them to. Just that everyday clean, no issues, no hiccups, completely repeatable testing program runs. I think that's key.
I mean, I think you're right. And again, we don't know, right? Like if somebody has an issue, we don't necessarily know. The team does.
Don't know.
They know how clean it is. We don't know. So I think that's also a good answer. I know that's great. This is great content. If I just go, you know what, Todd, that was a good answer, but I think that is a good answer. That's what you really need. I think that's the other thing too, right? You want that's the value of Alonso, right? He can just go out and lap after lap, and
like a metronome.
And it's not the driver, and you can tweak things and know that he's not the reason that's the problem. So, it makes sense.
Okay, just a couple quick notes. Button to Aston Martin is a team ambassador, switching from Williams. That's good. I've already got the word in. Don't start pestering me. I already hit up Paul about this. I said, JB, Aston Martin, Paul, is there something you want to tell us? Is JB trying to line up a Valkyrie ride? I've already asked him. So don't anybody start beating me up on that.
Did he answer you?
He did, but I don't know if I can share that.
Oh, all right.
Out of confidence for Paul.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That just made it worse.
Yeah. I know.
All right. We'll just wait. Although I do kind of like the idea of him just being like, new phone, who this? Right? Like, I've never seen this number before. What are you asking me these questions?
Be funny.
Todd, I don't don't know that guy.
What? Todd? Who?
Todd who? I've never met you.
I mean, come on.
Seriously, Todd?
Yes, seriously.
That'd be great.
Let's see. Vesti, as I mentioned, is the Mercedes third driver. Oh, this. Burt Mylander, milestone. He's going to set his 500th Grand Prix as a safety car driver in Melbourne. That's awesome. I mean, that's 500 GPs. And I mean, at this point, only Alonso's remotely close to that. So that hurts, doesn't it?
It did. He stabbed me. I stabbed my guts, but nobody can see that on camera. So I had to right in there. Thanks.
I know. It's a bit
hard.
It's a bit like Jada. Poor Jada. You thought she was going to win Hell's Kitchen, and then Ellie pulls it out.
There you go.
Poor Jada. Now you're going to love this one, Grace. Our friend, you're my friend. I do like me some Pierre Gasly, but Pierre Gasly invests in MotoGP Tech3.
Everybody likes Pierre Gasly, and everybody likes Tech3, so I'm here for that. I think that's great. I mean, and get in there, and he can hang out with
Gasly things.
Yeah, hang out with his buddy Gunther Steiner. I don't know that they're buddies, but I like this cross pollination, and I like that he's investing in the team. They can use that.
Me too. It's better than investing in a Ferris wheel.
An Alpine? Oh. Or a Ferris wheel, yes.
Yeah, Ferris wheel. Isn't that what?
Yeah, Jorge Lorenzo. I'm going with the Alpine investment, which I think I would also invest in Tech3 over Alpine. I'm just saying, if I had some money laying around, that's what I would do. I might actually pick a Ferris wheel to invest in over Alpine, because at least I know people will ride in that Ferris wheel, and I will make some profit. I'm not sure that I will make profit off of Alpine. So,
yes. So for the record, I want everybody out there to know that I do not share the same opinion of Alpine that Grace does, all right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to double down on Alpine right now.
Okay.
I like Pierre Gasly.
I like Gasly.
Flavio, say what you will about him, but he's won titles, right? Benetton, Renault, he's won titles. And if Christian gets there and he gets in that program, I'm just telling you, in a few years' time, we'll be looking back thinking, Todd was right about Alpine. So,
or we'll think, Grace was right, sad trombones. It's Alpine.
They may. Yeah, they may go, you said sad trombone. Yes. Yes, they may look back and say, see, Grace is right. Todd was talking out of his backside.
Either one is possible. I mean, again,
either one.
We're preseason, right? But I think that that's fine. That I'm glad that somebody on this show has some optimism for Alpine.
Down.
It's just not
It's me. It's me.
I did want to say, though, I love the idea of Jenson Button. I know that he's just going to be, an ambassador and just do like PR and stuff. But I really just want a reunion between, Jenson, my friend, and Fernando Alonso. I want them to do more unboxed videos together. Let's just cut Stroll right out of this. He's not interested. Like, I think they should
agree.
Like how Red Bull hired Ricciardo, right, to do all the pressers that Max Verstappen doesn't want to do. I think this should be the same thing. Let's just send Jenson and Alonso out there on a
Remember they did the thing where they're driving to the Austin Grand Prix and all that?
I really want a hot dog. Yeah, I hope you forget, right? Like, I just think they should do more of these bits together.
I do too.
We'll forget about Lancey, and it'll be great. That's what I want.
All right. Well, that means it's time. Yep.
Seriously, Todd?
Yes.
Stop yelling at Todd.
Stop yelling at me. It's time.
Good luck.
We're going to talk about Albon's cats. What do you got for us, Grace?
All right. So
Pierre Gasly investing in Tech3 MotoGP?
We already covered that, so I don't have to. But it is MotoGP news, so big surprise, right?
All right.
So just like Formula One, MotoGP is also starting their preseason. They have their preseason test in Bahrain coming up, and their big change in rules is next year. So they change in 2017, not like Formula One that's changing this year. So still have another year here of the old specs. But, there's been some rumors about what's going to happen in 2027 and who's going where. And there's been a lot of talk about, Quartararo leaving Yamaha and going to Honda. That's, and then like once one silly season rumor goes out there, all the strings come out and we're
so where's Martin going?
So we don't know. I mean, nobody knows because Quartararo kind of backed off of it. He kind of said, look, he did the Christian Horner. I'm talking to people, but I haven't signed on anything, right? Yeah. Like, he just kind of like, I talked to Honda, but, we didn't sign anything yet.
Right.
I think Martin would probably he could go to Yamaha. Oh, that would be interesting. Anyway, so there's been sort of like, because then, there's Pedro Acosta isn't happy with KTM, and he's been angling to go to Ducati, and they could keep Marc Marquez, but Marc Marquez is also, even for Marc Marquez, getting a little long in the tooth, so he's going to retire at some point, but maybe he'll go back to Honda just for like a, full circle, go back to Honda, Marc Marquez, right? So there's been a lot of discussion about what everybody's going to do for 2027, right? And we don't really know, except that today, our friend Marco Bezzecchi, you may remember last season, he proposed to his Aprilia. Today, he married it. He is signed for 2 more years. It was charming. It was have you seen the video?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I'm telling you, we're almost at the end of the show, people. So when the show is over in another, 20 minutes, whatever, as long as you're not driving, stop what you're doing and go find this video for Aprilia. Marco Bezzecchi, it's a wedding. And the bike is all in white. It has a little veil. He has like his leathers, but they're like a tuxedo. It's great. Massimo Rivola, who is the team principal, former sporting director at Ferrari, but now the team principal at Aprilia, is the officiant. I mean, the press release was a marriage license. They went the whole 9 yards. He marries the bike. It's great. The team's there. They dab their eyes. They throw rice. It's great. I think we talk about how Formula One doesn't do anything fun anymore, right? They used to be fun. The car launches were fun. This was fun. This was wonderful. I enjoyed every moment of it. It didn't cost them anything. They're already at Sepang. All they did was line up some chairs and hire a violinist, right?
Right.
You can do this Formula One. You just be creative. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money to have some fun. So I just think everybody watch this video. It's great. I just wish there was some more of this, of Aprilia that takes themselves very seriously. They're being very successful. They're getting a lot of success right now, but they sort of haven't lost that. That's what we love about Gresini, right? That they're successful, but they're still Gresini. And we kind of love that they're kind of like the fun team, right?
Right.
And we really got to see a side of Marc Marquez at that team that we don't usually get to see. So
yeah,
have a little fun, Formula One. Loosen it up every now and then. It doesn't have to be quite so tight all the time.
I agree.
And people will still take you seriously. We'll all still keep watching your sport. Just, have a little fun with it. It'll be okay.
I agree. I totally agree. I'm all for the fun.
Yeah.
I agree. All right.
So,
Are you ready for some no shit headlines?
I am ready.
Okay. First one up, Sky Sports presenter 46 lands shock role as driver with Mercedes F1 team for the new season. No, it's not Karun Chandhok.
Dang it. No, I don't know.
It's Ant. Ant Davidson.
I was trying to do the math. I'm like, who's 46-ish? Yeah. Ant? Yeah, okay.
Ant's awesome. I love me some Ant
I'm
Davidson.
here for that.
He's not a listener, but love you, Ant. He's a good guy. Next one up, F1 legend Sterling Moss's 2 children in bitter row. See, there's that word again. Row over his £20 million fortune as family to head for blockbuster court trial. That's brutal.
Wow.
That's not good.
No.
Oh.
Yikes.
Hate to see that for the Moss family. That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next one up is F1 Grand Prix set to debut incredible lifelike super yacht club with pool and cocktail bar at the 2026 race.
Please be at Miami. Please be at Miami. In the fake
we
pool,
have a fake
right?
super yacht in the parking lot.
Yes.
Please
be in Miami. If there's a God and he has a sense of humor, that's where that'll happen. In Miami.
Let's actually build a big, huge yacht, super yacht, in the parking lot. We'll get up a little pool, throw some water down there and stuff. That'll be perfect.
And what we're going to do is we're going to hire Ted Kravitz to be the captain, because that would be great. Ted, the whole time, just being snarky as he is about this whole fake yacht business.
That's right.
I love it.
What are they going to drop? 10 grand, 20 grand, 20 large just to go, 10 large just to go in there and sit in a fake yacht in a parking lot?
That's great. I love it.
Sorry.
In the sweltering heat.
In the sweltering heat, yeah.
Do it.
No thanks. And then finally, Lewis Hamilton's thoughts on Kanye West, crystal clear, as he starts dating Kim Kardashian. So,
well, I mean, I don't know. So first of all, you never, like, in the olden days, you used to never know if these things were true or not, especially when they come out of the British press. Who knows? The British press does its own thing, right? But now I'm like, how much research do I have to do? Is this a real thing? It is apparently a real thing. They really were seen cavorting around in Paris.
Who knew?
Right on, people.
There you go.
There you go. Kim K, LH.
Yeah, I chose not to date Kim.
Yeah,
I just
you chose. You lost her number, right?
Yeah, I just wasn't that into her.
Wasn't my thing.
Wasn't my thing. So there you go.
Chloe maybe, but Kim not so much.
Yeah. So there you go. All right.
Okay.
Well, hey, that does it for this week. Let us know what you think about the news, the testing, anything else you want to do. Look, it doesn't. I talk about low effort, folks. Low effort is watching this video on YouTube and hitting like and subscribe and the bell icon. That's incredibly low effort. Another low effort thing is just go to our website. If you want everyone's total lap mileage and kilometers, you can see all that in that article, and a lot of other things you can see there too. But if you like the podcast, give us a good rating on your favorite player. That would be nice. Liking and subscribing to our YouTube would be nice. Sharing our podcast, sharing the YouTube would be really nice of you. I'm just asking. So that's all you got to do. And then we'll be back next week. We'll be covering whatever news there is to cover and what matters and sometimes not what matters, but we'll be covering that. And until we do that next week, this is Todd, a.k.a. Negative Canberra, saying so long, Grace.
See you next week.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.